Maria Ozawa's journey has been anything but ordinary. Mai and I sat down with Maria earlier this week, and in part one of this interview, we find out how she conquered the challenges of starting over and what ultimately drives her.
Over 10 years in the Philippines, a thriving business and a life reimagined. She's no longer just a name you recognize.
Now she is a businesswoman, a dreamer, and a woman redefining herself. Now Maria Ozawa is proof that you can start over and define success on your own terms. Now we welcome to the Daily Dish, Maria. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I love the introduction.
Awesome.
I love it. Thank you
So happy
much.
that you could make it today.
Yes. And we love the fact that you're here and you've actually made the Philippines your home.
Yes.
And some people may not realize it, but you've been here for, I think, 11 years. 2014
Yeah.
may have been your
Yes.
first time.
Yes,
And
first time.
I'm not sure when you settled, but then can you tell us a bit about that journey of finding your own roots here?
Oh, well, so when I first came here, it was around 2014.
Yeah.
And then I moved to the Philippines 2015. And I was just lucky with people around me. I just came here for a vacation, and people were like, okay, since you're here, did you know that you have like your name is around
Yeah.
the Philippines? I'm like, I am famous here? I didn't know that. Like, I've never
You have a
been
huge
here.
fan base here, yes.
Thank you.
So
I'm
what
so
made you stay here long term?
Well, of course, business. I had business opportunity and I saw it and I took it, and I'm just so thankful because when we started the lounge business 10 years ago, to be honest, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I've never been outside of Japan, and I didn't know what to do, but then thankfully it's running for our 10th year also, the lounge, and it's expanding. And I just love it here in the Philippines. Everybody's so kind. Oh my, the hospitality is amazing.
You know, it's so funny because we always joke about that as Filipinos in general, that it's our hospitality, it's our people that really makes the country a bit unique. But then I think based on the way you're describing it, it really is what makes it different, made you comfortable coming here.
Very. And everything is really different from Japan. And that's the part I really like it too. I like the culture, the food, the beaches. The beaches you guys have is amazing.
Yeah.
I love the
Maybe
food.
it's the climate as well because you come from Hokkaido,
Yeah,
right?
it's
You were
like
born
very
and raised.
snowy and cold,
Yes,
and
and
here
here it's
it's
very
like-
warm, and the people are welcoming and warm as well.
Yes. Oh,
Yes,
it's fantastic.
I love it.
You mentioned your lounge, 10 years already. Congratulations,
Thank
by the
you.
way. Wow, there are not a lot of businesses that actually go
yeah.
10 years, right? So you get into this, you didn't know exactly what to expect, but then it also takes a different level of commitment to actually stick to it.
That's true. But I didn't have a backup plan. I had my purse and I had my dog, and I just did all my paperwork, and I just moved there and see how it would go. And
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so aside from the lounges, describe that to us, actually, to those who are not familiar. You also have Speak Easy.
bar. Yes.
Yeah, but where does this business acumen come from?
So the lounges that we have, it's 4 outlets that we have. It's all in Metro Manila, Pasay, and in Makati area. And it's a JTV concept, gentleman's lounge.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
what is it exactly?
Well, we tried to, when we first wanted to open it, I wanted to have like a bar/lounge that's like Japanese theme and Japanese, the way we do it in Japan. And thankfully, the partners who came to me, they really had the same idea. And since we have different bars and karaoke, like KTVs here, family KTVs here,
Yeah.
they wanted to make something new.
Yes.
And they really wanted to have like a Japanese theme bar. So I was like, okay.
You know, it's so great because hearing this, it feels like this is the start of your business journey, and you are now actually an international businesswoman. You actually have stakes in multiple countries,
Yes.
still involved in the same industry. But how did that all come about? Because if not mistaken, you are now a partner in at least 5 different countries, or around 4, give or take.
4.
4. There you go.
I'm going on 5, hopefully.
Wow. Okay. So how did that all happen?
Well, the one that I opened in Vietnam was during actually ending of pandemic. So the people that I knew, actually they were a regular of my lounges in the Philippines. And
Okay.
when the pandemic happened, we all had to go back to our country. And when I was in Japan, they came back to Japan too, and then they went to Vietnam. And when they were having a business meeting, they came to my bar in Japan. And then they were like, so when can we go back to the Philippines? We didn't know what to expect, and all our outlets back then was closed.
Yeah.
And then it was just, I thought it was just like in a joking way. We were like, you know, drinking. And they were like, why don't we just open one in Vietnam? And I was like, yeah, why not? And then
came true.
yes, and then 2 months later, they're like, you know what? I really need you to come to Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi to check the places. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That easy? But then, of course, I had to study the country because I'd never been to Hanoi area
Okay.
and, you know, the market-wise.
Yes.
But then I learned that they have a huge tourist population of Japanese. And wherever they are, I think it's easier for me to do business.
I understand.
Talk about reinventing yourself now, like an entrepreneur. But let's talk about your past life. I think everyone would be interested in that because you have built quite a name for yourself in the adult industry. So when did that shift start? When did you find it in yourself that, hey, I want to leave this life and start a new one?
That was around 2010. Before I retired, I always had this image of myself that I have to leave the industry while I had the name in the industry, because it's easy to be in that industry, and it's not like other industry that people will forever remember about you and you're gonna be in the top list of the chart. It doesn't go like that. So I always had in my mind that I have to, no matter how hard it is, I have to leave while I was famous enough.
Yeah.
Strike while it's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be, they're gonna be talking about it, and it's gonna be in news. So around 3rd or 4th year of my career in AV industry, I was talking to my managers that I wanna go to different countries, Asian countries mostly, because that's where we were known, and I had like club events, hosting events there. So that's how I tried to shift. Of course, it wasn't easy, but it was challenging, but I guess I did a good job, I guess, because I'm here in the Philippines,
Well,
right?
you're speaking about challenging. So what was the biggest challenge about
Well, it's always hard to start something new,
Of
especially
course.
in an industry that you've never really been in. And before I came to the Philippines, I had a bar, small bar, like a darts bar in Japan.
Yeah.
And just starting that, it was a really hard thing to deal with. There's more things that you have to run, and when you're becoming a businesswoman, you have to, you know, it's not only about yourself anymore. You have to think about your staff, you have to think about your partners, how to run a business, and all that was very challenging, and I was very young too. Well, not very, but mid-20s.
That is interesting because you were learning on the job as well.
Yes. And I think till now, today, I am just very lucky and blessed with my partners, business partners.
Yeah.
Because whoever I partner with, it goes well.
They followed through.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm just very blessed with that.
You know, it's so interesting because, well, you know, the adult industry is famous all over the world for being hard to leave.
Yes.
And a lot of people not
Very.
having a choice to stay.
Yes.
How lucky do you consider yourself
Very.
knowing that you actually had the choice and made that decision?
Very lucky. Very, very lucky. And I think one of the luckiest thing is back in the days, that's like what, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
And they didn't have a mixed blood AV actress.
Yes,
it
that's
was
true.
all pure, or wherever you go, it was like local girls. And I think I was lucky enough because they didn't have like mixed Japanese or mixed with other nationalities, and I did kind of made the industry like go everywhere. They were like talking about it all the time. So I kind of used that opportunity. I tried to make it to a news or like just make noise.
Make some noise,
Yes, make
Yeah.
noise. And to see.
You know what, Maria? There is still a lot of stigma
Yes.
around that industry and about the actors in it. So, is there a myth that you would like to debunk, especially about the actors in that profession?
Meaning, I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Like, is there any misconceptions that we
Yes.
have about adult artists and actors, actresses that you want people to know about? Because I think it's fair to say that we see them so often in certain situations that we forget the human side of it.
That is
That's true.
But it's really hard. I've been debating about this ever since I debuted. But it's just the industry itself is really hard to well, I always tell in interviews and I always tell people that it's not as dark as they think it is. Like,
Okay.
it's not like people go there just for money or they're kidnapped and they have no choice.
Yes.
It's not like that. Maybe it was before, but then the time since I was in the industry, people would actually use that as a step up of their career. And of course, if you think about it, maybe there was other choices to make. There are other step ups that you would have used, but at least most of the girls, it's not like we were jailed or we didn't do anything. We didn't go to, using drugs or anything like that. We were just like, thinking about our business. And I hope that people would try to understand more that it's like more serious than what they think.
You mentioned the
Behind the
girls,
cameras.
but do you think the girls, and even you as well, did you think of your work as empowering in some way?
I hope, yes, for sure. And it's important also to be very verbal about it. And like I mentioned earlier, people in Japan back in the days, well, in general, they don't speak English as well. They're not fluent.
Yeah.
So every time we would go to like events in other Asian countries, they would invite me because I'm fluent in English and in Japanese. So I think that was a great way to spread the word about it, because I remember there were lots of companies who wanted to interview so many AV girls back then.
But they couldn't.
But they couldn't because they cannot speak
Yeah.
the language. And it's kind of different when you have like an interpreter. It's always good, a choice. But I think most of them, they really wanted to connect with the actresses, so they rather chose me, which was lucky for my side.
Yeah, what I enjoy about just hearing that side and this story of yours, it does remind me that I've read a few of your interviews in the past wherein you actually said that there's a lot of your colleagues from back in the day actually reinvented themselves as well into other different things and quite successfully. But of course, we'll talk a bit more about that and other things later on, because our conversation with Maria Ozawa continues after the break. The Daily Dish. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Guest today, entrepreneur Maria Ozawa. Again, thank you so much for being here. And of course, we enjoyed the first part of our conversation, but I want to go back to a bit about the adult industry, to what it is right now, to what you are right now. And the question really is, what is in a name? Because Maria Ozawa is not your real name.
No.
It is your screen name. You refuse to use
And I
your
did
real
not
name.
know that.
You did not know that.
Yeah.
And I will not even go you to ask what your real name is. But why? Why is it that you have stuck to Maria Ozawa when so many people in the past have had adult names or adult film names and then shifted once they left the industry just for a bit of anonymity? You instead embraced it.
That's true, Paolo. That's interesting.
Actually, the AV girls or any other industry, when they change their names, it's usually because they changed the company. And the owner of that name itself is under the company, or either the bosses who named you before you debuted.
Really?
So for the girls or the talents in Japan, 90% of the reason why they have to change their name is because they are usually shifting companies or they're on their own.
Wow, okay.
And that's like the regulation that we have in Japan. But then still, they would change screen name to a different screen name. So that's their reason. But for me, I just wanted to keep Maria Ozawa because I started the industry in Maria Ozawa and I don't have any restrictions whatsoever. And I would really like to protect my name, because since everybody knows me as Maria Ozawa, of course I don't want to like change it in any way. And the biggest reason is to protect my family and my friends around me that's not from the industry, because of course when I debuted, it was good that I got famous very fast. But in the other hand, of course, there were lots of troublesome with the family issues, and I'm not blaming them or anything, but I just didn't want to share my family issues or anything, my name, because I had people selling my yearbooks and school IDs on, like, I don't know, Amazon or whatever back then.
Wow.
I know, that's how crazy it was.
Yeah, there are fans that dig deep, right?
Yeah.
And they like.
But then I think it came from people that I knew at school.
Oh,
Because
so that's even
yearbooks,
worse.
right?
Yeah.
And school IDs.
Any other weird, fan interactions maybe, or the craziest thing that a fan did to get your attention?
Stalker, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay.
scary.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that. I could.
But we wouldn't be
completely see that
surprised
happening.
because it's Maria Ozawa.
Exactly. Oof.
Well, what is one thing that people would be surprised to learn about you?
Learn about me, something that they don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I am a spontaneous person. I'm always, it's not like I'm trying to be happy or anything. I am a happy person. I love talking to people. That's why I love going to interviews. And like today, I was so excited to come here in the show, and I just love talking. Maybe sometimes I talk too much, I get in trouble, but still.
That is okay. We're not complaining.
Okay.
No, we don't want you to get into trouble, though. I just
course.
want to clarify that, right? I mean, it's so nice hearing your story so far and your aspirations. You stumbled into business, right? You stumbled
yes.
into the lounge business. But then, when you were making that shift away from AV, what else did you have in mind? Like, if you weren't going to pursue business, what would you have pursued?
I have no idea, because before graduating from high school, I had a choice of going back to Canada or stay in Japan and proceed working as a part-time job and then like figuring out what to do in life. And since I was 13, 14, I was already helping my family business. And that's how I really got into business, and they taught me everything, and they taught me how to be responsible, and I really loved that. And I don't know, I was just like, I knew it, and it's like inside of me, I want to be a businesswoman. Like, I wanted to be successful in whatever I do in the future. So I did lots of part-time jobs during my high school years until I graduated, and I was like, okay, there's no way I'm going back to Canada. Too far, too cold.
Yeah. Well,
From Hokkaido to Canada.
Yeah, it's even colder, right?
Yes.
I was
yeah,
like,
from
no.
Hokkaido to Boracay na lang. Right?
I know.
Boracay to Boracay or somewhere. Siargao, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, so Maria, now that you have reinvented yourself, what is your message to other women, or maybe anyone who want to reinvent themselves and also to take ownership of their choices, of their sexuality?
Well, I just want to say that don't give up on yourself. Whatever people tell you, that's just words. It may hit hard, but just trust on yourself, believe in yourself, never give up, and don't look back. Like, past is a past. Past is called the past for a reason. Just build your own path and just believe in yourself, and then it will happen.
I love that message, and I want to dive deeper into it, if you don't mind, because when you mention the past is the past, and some people, I'm sure, inevitably bring up your past, right?
Yeah.
But when we talk about that, how does that change the way you look at where people came from, what their past was, and who they are now?
Well, usually when people really dig in your past and always talk about that or comment on my social media or whatsoever, there's the one that's very judgmental people, and that's like a huge negativity, right?
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, the judgment. Yeah.
The judgment, yeah. And so people coming from that, and if they're judging, and they're usually, when I click, well, I don't usually do that, but then sometimes when they really put in like harsh comments, I just go check on their page, and it's like, a mom of four, like, what? It's really weird. Like, why are you attacking me when you're like a mom? It doesn't make sense. So I don't really mind about them. Words are words. And then negative comments or positive comments, they're just making me more go viral. So
yes, well, as long as you know yourself, you know where you're going, forging a path to success, then don't mind the words.
I agree.
But our question is, what is next for Maria Ozawa?
What is next for Maria Ozawa? Well, I am still figuring it out. I hope the business will expand more in other Asian countries. And I hope I could be more successful in different genres.
Right. All right, time for the fun part. The rapid
is it really
fire.
the fun part? Okay,
Paulo,
so
would you like to go first?
yeah, so I'll go first. So again, like we told Maria a while ago, we did brief her that we are going to be throwing all the hard questions right now. It is the rapid fire. So first thing that comes to mind with these questions, just let it rip, and we won't judge you out loud. All right.
Out loud. I love it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our favorite segment here on the show, Rapid Fire. All right, first question. Favorite Filipino word or expression that you can say on TV?
In TV. Mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is so nice. Well, next one, beach or city life?
Beach.
Beach. I would choose beach
I
as
would
well.
choose beach as well. All right, one Filipino celebrity you'd love to work with or collaborate with?
That's a hard question because I don't know celebrities.
That's fair.
I'm so sorry.
All right.
Next.
You haven't worked with any Filipino celebrity?
You can work with us, right? So that will work out. Okay.
Next one, coffee or cocktails? That's an easy
Cocktails.
one.
Cocktails. All
Yeah.
right. One business lesson you will never forget.
Don't trust people.
That's a good advice.
Ooh, I like that. I like
If
that.
your life right now had a title, what would it be?
Title? My life title?
Yeah, like a movie. What would the title be?
I never thought of that.
See, rapid fire.
Rapid fire? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Title?
Or maybe a song.
That's even
What would be
harder.
That's even harder.
That's even harder.
The song of your life.
It's the same thing. Oh my god. That's hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, your favorite movie?
That's even harder.
We're not making it easier on her. All right, so we're gonna move on here with a more beauty queen question, right?
Okay.
We
Is
have
this the Bilyonaryo question?
The Bilyonaryo
Yeah.
question.
If you had $1 billion pesos right now, what would you do with it?
Invest.
Talking like a businesswoman.
Of course, I like
Yeah.
that. Now, here's something really fun. If you had to serve a daily dish, what would it be?
Daily dish. Well, I am a huge fan of Filipino breakfast.
Really?
I was actually very shocked in a good way when I first came here. Eating garlic rice and longanisa.
The longsilog.
Yes!
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is so good. Japanese
Longsilog
breakfast.
or tapsilog?
Tapsilog.
Tapsilog.
I love tapsilog.
Okay, one last.
Sorry, you were gonna compare it to Japanese breakfast?
It's
Yeah,
boring in Japan. We have miso soup, rice, and like a fried fish.
Oh, yes, the
it's
basic Japanese
healthy.
breakfast.
It's very healthy.
You're the only person I know
would
who can
love that
say that. It's so funny.
I've been through.
Any Filipino habit you've picked up
Habit.
that's very Filipino?
It's cute.
Point.
Or the turo-turo with the lips.
Yeah,
I
you know.
think it's really cute. It's really cute.
Yeah. Can you do it for our camera?
I would know.
I mean, like,
Let's
okay,
do it. Let's do it all together.
No, just
Let's do it
point.
all together.
All right, round
Okay.
one,
What
two.
camera?
What camera do we have? All right, we have this one right in the middle,
Here,
right?
okay.
1, 2, just point at the camera. 1, 2, 3, go. That is
Thank you so much. This was so fun. Thank you so much for being on the Daily Dish. The one and only Maria Ozawa.
so good. Thank you so much.